Released in September of 2013 and having a 5.7-inch 1080p display, the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 was one of the best devices at the time, and it was also quite revolutionary with its size, S Pen, expandable storage and interchangeable battery. But how has it fared over time? Well, that's what we're going to be looking at today, because this is the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 Revisit. First off then, the design of the Galaxy Note 3. Now when it first came out, it was criticised quite a lot for the fact that it was a mainly plastic build, but it has held up quite nicely over time, and it doesn't really look too bad these days. Now on the bottom of the device you do have the S Pen, the speaker, the USB 3 port and also a microphone. On the top you've got an IR blaster, another microphone and also the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right hand side you've got the power on off button, and on the left hand side you've got the volume up and down rocker, which is a little bit high for my liking. You've also got some capacitive buttons and a home button on the front, which again held up quite nicely over time. Originally coming with Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, it's now upgradable to 5.0 Lollipop, and that's what I've got running on here at the moment, along with Nova Launcher over the top to give it a bit more of a stock feeling. Now I've also done a What's on my Android video, which I'll link in the description down below, so if you guys want any more information about any of the applications that I'm currently using, then again that link will be in the description down below so you can go and have a look. However, at the heart of it all, you are still running TouchWiz on the Note 3, and again you are going to see that in the notifications and also the settings, and there's a bunch of Samsung applications which you can disable, or in my case I've just hidden using Nova Launcher. Now it came with the Snapdragon 800, which at the time was a really nice processor, and it was quad core at 2.3 GHz, and it also had the Adreno 330 GPU for graphics performance. Now the actual device itself still runs extremely well, and I've not had any hiccups or anything, or any issues with the actual speed of the device, and that's something that I was really surprised with. Obviously when this device came out, it came out in 2013, and it is now over 2 years old, and usually the life cycle of a mobile device, it does get really slow and bogs down quite a lot. However, I've not actually experienced that with the Note 3. It still runs extremely quickly. I'm not sure if that's because I'm running Nova Launcher or not, but when I was using TouchWiz, again it was still extremely responsive. Still to this day, one of the best things about the Note 3 has to be the screen. It's a Super AMOLED 5.7-inch 1080p display with 386 pixels per inch. Now that's not necessarily up there with the screens that we've got out at the moment in 2015, but it's still a really nice display. 1080p in my opinion does still look extremely good, and also when it's AMOLED it just makes it pop and look a little bit better. And again, there are some Quad HD displays, but can you really tell the difference at this moment in time? I'd have to say no, at least from a regular distance. Also really nice at the time was the 13 megapixel camera, which was also capable of taking 4K video at 30 frames per second, which was one of the first mobile devices to do so. And the photos themselves, as you can see here from these samples, do hold up well over time. The autofocus is really quick, the actual processing and taking of the photo is also extremely fast, and as you can see here, in these not so great lighting conditions where the sun is going down and there's a lot of dark shadows, the HDR is also extremely good. Now does it hold up to modern day cameras like the Galaxy S6 and the iPhone 6s? Well, not necessarily, but if you are going to be putting the photos on Instagram and Facebook and things like that, you're not going to have any issues at all. So then, just to recap, can you get a 5.7-inch 1080p AMOLED screen for under £300 in the UK? Well, yes you can, and again it looks extremely nice, outdoor viewing is nice, and also the pixel density isn't too bad, but when you consider the price tag of around £280 in the UK, you can also get the OnePlus 2 for nearly that sort of money. Now granted it does have a smaller screen and it is an AMOLED, but you've also got to take into account that it does have a better processor and a better camera, so that's something to keep in mind. Now can you also get an Android device running stock Android and the latest version of Android? Well, not really. This is running Lollipop at the moment, and I did have to use Nova Launcher to get that stock look and feel, and again something like the Nexus 5, which is now discontinued from Google, you can find online for around £300 or so in the UK, or just under that at around £290, so again that's definitely something to keep in mind. Now can this compete with something like the Note 4 or even the Note 5? Well, obviously not, but you do have to keep into consideration that those devices are double the price of what we're going to be paying for the Note 3. So overall I can recommend the Note 3. It is still an extremely good device, but again, I'm only really using it until my Nexus 6P turns up. Now if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and if you've got any questions or comments about the Note 3, be sure to leave them in the comments section down below or on Twitter at Copper vs Glass. Also in the description will be what's on my Android for December 2015, so again, if you want a more in-depth look at the applications that I'm using on the Note 3, then again, that'll be linked down below. Now guys, don't forget to subscribe to Copper vs Glass for some more great content. We are rounding up the year now, so there won't be too many videos coming up, but next year I'm going to have a ton more videos and a ton more things for you guys, so again, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass, thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.